What is going on, guys? Politics Gaming here, and today I am going to be doing a brand new live stream of me basically going through, and we are going to basically predict the House races by polling, and we're going to look into basically what is going to happen this year in the House. Now, my analysis that I am going to be stating from this is that the actual House is going to flip. I believe that the House will flip in favor of the Democrats. That is going to be a very, very controversial decision. This is not the resettable map. Now I got it. So yeah. So we actually do have another guest on my live stream today. We actually have Jake, who is here going to be basically talking with me and analyzing all of these maps. And there's a lot of them that we're going to be looking at, so I'm going to go ahead and let Jake introduce himself for those who have not seen him on my channel before. Don't worry, he's shy. Dude, talk. Oh wow, I literally introduced his ass and then he just literally thinks that it's like okay to be all silent and rude and crap. He's literally an idiot. So yeah, there he is.
Yeah. Hey.
So, as I said, we are going to be looking at the as I said earlier, we are actually going to be looking into the House maps. We have a lot of races to actually cover. So I think what we're going to start off with, and I need you to start pulling these up so I can just quickly get through this, and then we can go ahead and move on to the Senate and the governor's races.
Yeah.
So
I'm on the thing right now.
So what we're going to be looking at first is going to be Washington 8. Which is actually in the middle of Washington. I believe that is actually, yeah, it's actually held by the Republicans.
Is that the contested one? Because I can pull it up right.
Yeah, it's contested. If you look at Real Clear Politics, then
yeah, that's what
yeah, I'm pulling up I just pulled up Real Clear Politics. The last poll has a
Okay.
Republican up 10 points.
Yeah, he's probably let me get it.
And that's actually held by Dave Reichert.
Wait, Washington 8?
Washington 8.
Dino Rossi. What?
Dave Reichert.
There's a new one. There's a new one.
Washington 8.
Yeah, that's what I'm on. Washington 8 district. Rossi versus
Reichert?
Wait a minute.
No. Reichert's not running in 2018. But Reichert is the incumbent.
There's wait a minute. What the fuck? Okay, so I'm gonna see if they're be right back.
Really? All right, I'm gonna go ahead and move through a couple of these while we actually wait for him.
Hold on, sorry.
No, it's okay. I don't care. I'm gonna go ahead and look into California 10. It looks like California 10 is leaning toward the Democrats. So I'm gonna go ahead and put them to lean Democratic. Then we're gonna be moving into Southern California. We're looking at California 25. Let me see who's that. Which actually, on Real Clear Politics, we have 201 to 205 right now, which is actually closer than it's been before. A lot of these races are actually looking like they're leaning toward the Republicans, but a lot of toss-up races actually are Republican incumbents, which is actually very interesting, honestly. So I'm going to go ahead and go to California 25. Last poll had the Democrat up 4 points. So I'm going to put that into a Democratic hold. And then we're going to go back.
Okay. So which one are we looking at right now?
We are going to be looking at California 39, 45, and 48.
Oh my, no. Worst state in the United States. All right, let's go. So it looks like, wait a second. So Real Clear Politics they have no Democrats in the toss-up.
Let me look.
They have no. But
They
there's
don't have any
29
Republican. They don't have any Democratic toss-ups.
Oh, no.
Actually, the Minnesota races, Minnesota 8 and Minnesota 1 are actually leaning Republican, so those are definitely likely to flip.
Yeah. And they're open, yeah.
So let me look at these.
Pennsylvania 14.
Okay, so the last poll had California 39. That's going into Democratic hands. The last poll had the Democrat up 1 point. Oh
Okay,
shit,
so
wrong button.
basically there is the Arizona 9, which is open from who's the incumbent one?
California 45 going
Who was Arizona
Republican.
number 9? I think that was what's her name? Kirsten Sinema. Was that the one that was Arizona
Aren't
9th
both of
district?
them representatives?
Yeah, they were both.
California
McSally
48 is
was.
tied, but I'm going to go ahead and give it to the Republicans. I mean, I could probably give it to the Democrats just for good measure.
Yeah, and the 9th is in it's in my county, Maricopa County. Okay, so yeah, I think the Arizona 9th.
I'm looking at
congressional
California
district.
right now, my guy.
I know. I'm just gonna see real quick what it is. I want to see if it's anything remotely good. Okay.
All right. Last poll had New Mexico second up for the Democrats. I'm going to go ahead and give that one to the Democrats. There's no battleground districts in Arizona. Doesn't look like it.
Yeah, they're all going to the Republican. Well, except for like the 9th.
Well, Arizona 2's leaning
oh yeah,
Democratic right now.
Dude, number 2 has Raul Grijalva, I think, and he is. Oh yeah, he's
no,
been in.
Arizona 2 has. Are you talking about the incumbent or the person who's running? Arizona 2 is McSally.
Oh yeah, that's right. That's right. My bad. Okay.
About to say.
What is the second district at? Where is that at? Do you know? Is it in northern Arizona or is it?
It's in southern.
Southern. Okay,
like it's
so
right.
Is it like in the border city of Yuma or something?
Yeah, it's right where New Mexico is.
Oh, okay. Yeah, now I know. Yeah. Oh,
this Kansas 2 actually is being occupied by Lynn Jenkins since 2009. I actually know by heart in this district it's actually leaning toward the Democrats. So I'm going to give that one to the Democrats. Iowa 3, that is going to go. Let me look.
Wait a second. Oh, no, that's Arkansas. My bad.
We're going Iowa 3. Iowa 3 is going to go Republican because of a very strong poll for the Republicans. However, actually, kind of mixed. The recent poll had the Democrat up 1 point, but the poll before that had it up 16 points. And then the presidential results was 3.5 for Trump and then 4.2 for Obama. So it's a flip district between 2012 and 2016.
You see the Pennsylvania 14th district that has the current incumbent Democrat running, and she's gonna get her, whooped basically in this election because they're saying it's likely leaning definitely to the GOP.
Yeah.
Where is this district at?
Let me look.
I wonder where it's at because I'm gonna be curious as if it's in like near Philadelphia. Because if it's near Philadelphia, it's gonna be.
Are you talking? Are you talking about New York, 14th. Pennsylvania 14?
Yeah, 14, Pennsylvania.
That's south of Pittsburgh.
Oh, for real?
Yeah. There's just a tiny little blue dot. The incumbent for Pennsylvania 14 is Connor Lamb, but Connor Lamb is in Pennsylvania 17 now because they redistrict Pennsylvania.
Oh, okay, I see. Yeah,
Pennsylvania
Indiana.
1, I know, is going to go Republican. The last poll actually had a really strong showing for the Republican Party. Right now, I have the Democrats 215 to 204. Then these two districts in New Jersey are going Democratic because of last polls. I did actually recently see these because the Democrats actually had really strong showing. And then these two districts in New York, they're going Democratic. The Democrats, in my little prediction right here, now have the majority 219 to 204. Maine 1st District goes Republican. Kentucky 6 goes Republican. Let me look. These two, Minnesota 8 and Minnesota 1 go Republican. Virginia 2 goes Republican. Virginia 7, I believe, is going to go Republican, but I'm going to check.
Texas.
Yeah, I have to check. I have to check those Texas races. Yeah, this little race in Virginia is going Republican.
Fletcher and Culberson. Culberson. I don't even know.
And then now we're moving down to North Carolina. North Carolina 13 is going to go Republican. North Carolina 9 is going to go Democratic.
Let's do a little bit on the Texas one. I want to see what you think.
Yeah, let me look. Let me go ahead and fill in this
Texas
Florida race, and we're
confusing.
gonna go ahead and move down to. Okay, so Florida 26 is gonna go Republican. However, Florida 27 actually seems to be a battleground for some reason. The last poll has the Republican up. That's actually really weird. I'm gonna have to double check a couple of these races.
What do you think the Texas 32 is gonna be?
Texas 32, that's going to be Sessions. Because
and
that's actually that's just south of the Dallas area.
Oh, okay.
So
Southern Dallas.
Texas 32 is barely gonna go to the Republican Pete Sessions. Colin Allred is actually a former mayor of Dallas.
Oh,
I believe.
Yeah, that might give him a
then we have another race, Texas 7. Texas 7 is going
Texas 7's
to go...
hard to decide because they only have one poll.
Yeah, they only have one poll, but it does it's... Oh, that was September. That's about a month ago now. So these polls are actually really dated. I'm actually going to try to look up to see where these polls are actually going to go.
The best to predict because Arizona has so many polls. I don't know why.
Yeah, it's because they're a battleground state. Because there's all these polls and they want to see. Oh my God! All these polls are going to go.
Which is kind of funny because Arizona always goes Republican. It's last time it's ever really gone extremely.
Well,
Democrat.
The Latino population is the one that's getting it to go Democratic now.
Blue. Yeah, that's true. That is very true. Yeah. Oof.
So I have 2 races in Ohio and Michigan that I'm undecided about. Oh, Ohio 1, very strong showing for the Republicans, so that's going to go Republican in the last poll.
New Jersey 7, I think, is going to go Republican.
Bishop in Michigan is going to go Republican. So I have 219 to 215.
New Jersey 7? Ooh, no.
New Jersey 7.
Democrat. It might actually end up going Democrat.
Yeah, it's going to go Democrat.
Damn it. All you got to know is if it's near the inner cities or anything like that.
So, I think I have all these races down now.
Let me see what you...
Let me look.
Got so far.
Maybe I'm missing maybe at least one race. Let me look. Illinois 6. I'm missing Illinois 6. That has to be, that's just outside of Chicago. So Illinois 6 is a Republican hold. So, final map is 219 to 216. The Democrats just slightly get the majority. It's actually very interesting because, I mean, this is just a really bad map. A lot of these races are really telling us the Republicans are not going to be able to hold their ground. They're going to, in my prediction, they're going to at least lose a couple of seats, maybe even lose the majority by a very, very slim margin, by razor thin. The Democrats are going to win the majority, but they're going to have a super, super razor thin majority.
Yeah.
They're going to have at least a 1 to 2 vote majority, and they have no room to fail. So let me go ahead and look up the 2115th Congress.
You should check on average with all of, like, at least some of those districts, you know, that are possibly going to turn to Democrat, but they have gone in the past, you know.
Mm-hmm. So let me look.
I wonder. Okay, honestly, you know that the governors are all gonna remain.
Yeah, before we get into the governor,
Republican.
before we get into the governor's races, so let me look up the 2016 House elections. So in the 2016 House elections, the Republicans won, or actually lost 6 seats. Democrats gained 6 seats. And 246 votes to 186. I think there was a lot of races that actually like increased the majority for the Democrats. So right now we actually last election 241, current seats for the Republicans is 235. Current seats for the Democrats is 193. So the Democrats in total need 25 seats to get the majority in the House. So what we're actually looking at is that the Republicans need to keep their place in Kansas 2. They need to keep that seat. If they can hold on to Arizona 2, where Martha McSally is running for Senate right now, then if they can at least, from all those seats that I've given the Democrats, if the Republicans can keep Kansas 2 and Arizona 2, then they win. They at least get the majority. They have a 1-seat majority. The Republicans can also win races such as California 45, California 49, California 48. They can also win in California 10. In other states, they can pick up in North Carolina. They can keep their seat in North Carolina 9. They can probably maybe even pick up a seat in that very, very razor thin race in Pennsylvania 17. If they can pick up Pennsylvania 17, that puts them at 224. They can pick up a seat Pennsylvania 8, Pennsylvania 7, which is an open race right now. They can win those battleground races and keep their seats in New York 19 and New York 22. They can win that main race. Minnesota 2 they can pick up. Minnesota 3 they can keep. They can keep Minnesota 2 and 3. They can possibly pick up Nevada 4. They can keep Iowa 1. Let's see what other races they have a really, really slight majority possibility to at least win. I mean, it's a very hard map for the Republicans. They can probably try to pick up Florida 7. which is just outside of Orlando. And we're also looking at a very, very slim, which actually there's a Republican incumbent, so they can keep Virginia 10. They can keep Virginia 10, they get 234. That puts them at 234. In the Detroit area, they can keep Michigan 11. What other races are we looking at? We're seeing Colorado 6. They can keep Colorado 6. So a lot of these races, the Republicans just need to keep and stand their ground. A lot of these races, they just need to say, "Hey, we're gonna win these races." And if they win these races, then they can go back and they can say, "Hey, we're the majority again." And they can even increase their majority. Maybe they can even pick up or keep Kansas 3, which they're not looking so good in the state of Kansas. In Kansas, the Republicans are really, really starting to hurt their chances. New Jersey 11 they can keep. New Jersey 7 they can keep. New Jersey 3 they can keep. New Jersey 2 they can keep. It's just not a map for the Republicans to like. And this map puts them 242 to 193. So I think that that would be a 1-seat gain from the previous election. So that would be this is the map that the Republicans should be looking at right now. It's not possible. It's not likely. I mean, look at the Republican majority in the state of Pennsylvania. That would be hilarious. The Republicans would have to stand their ground in the state of Texas, in Kansas, in Arizona. They would have to defend their ground. In California, they have to keep their ground. In the counties and districts, they already have. It's just not something that we're looking that's gonna be beneficial to the Republicans. Now we're gonna go ahead and move on to the Senate. You guys already know my opinion on the Senate races. I honestly think that we're looking at a map that looks very, very red. We're looking at Texas remaining Republican, Tennessee remaining Republican. We're also looking at Indiana's remaining Democratic. We're looking at Montana remaining Democratic. Arizona is a mixed bag. I think the Republicans can probably keep their ground in the state of Arizona. Nevada, they can also keep their ground. Missouri would definitely be something the Republicans would have to look forward to. And definitely North Dakota is definitely going to there's no chance that the Democrats can keep North Dakota. North Dakota is a lost cause for the Democrats. And that is going to be a state that I am going to be expecting to flip toward the Republican favor. Now we're going to go ahead and go on to the governor's races, and this is going to be another thing for me. Florida, in the race in Florida is most likely going to have to flip for the Democrats because I think Andrew Gillum is actually a very strong candidate for the Floridians to actually pit against the Republicans, and that Republican candidate is very, very, very weak. Georgia definitely going to have to go to the Republicans. There's no way that right now in 2018 the Republicans will keep their the Democrats will have a chance at winning in Georgia. They're just doing that because they have a black woman running. Maine is definitely going to go toward the Democrats, mostly because we are actually looking. The last poll. This poll. Okay, yeah, I'm not using this poll as an example, but I believe that just the area that it's in, the more populous city area, is definitely going to override the rural vote in that 2nd district of Maine. So we're definitely going to be looking at a blue Maine this year. New Hampshire and Vermont and the state of Massachusetts, the Commonwealth of Massachusetts, is definitely going to have to go to the Republicans. There is a lot of strong support for the Republicans in those states. Kansas gonna definitely go into the Republicans. There's no question about it. Ohio, several years of Republican candidate of a Republican governor definitely is turning off a lot of Ohio voters. So we're definitely going to be looking at a blue Ohio governor in the governor's mansion in Ohio. Wisconsin. I'm not familiar with the with Wisconsin race, so we're going to go ahead and take a look at it. The recent poll that recently came out put the Republican 1 point ahead. However, the poll before that in September put the Democrat 10 points ahead. So I'm going to go ahead and put that in the Republican favor very, very, very lightly. This gives the Republicans a majority in the governor's mansions, in the governor's association. Iowa, I know this race mostly because of that woman, Kim Reynolds, that actually is very, very unpopular, especially because of that abortion bill she actually passed. However, I don't think the issue of abortion is definitely going to solidify her loss in this race. So I think as the incumbent and the incumbent advantage and a lot of support for her conservative policies and stuff like that, I'm going to go ahead and give Iowa to the Republicans. And then we're going to go ahead and move on to the last state, which is going to be the state of Nevada. We're definitely looking at a tie right here in polling. The last one that was taken 925 to 929. That was 4 points for the Democratic governor. And then now the most recent one, which was 930 to 10-3, put the Republican 4 points ahead. So in that case, I'm going to go ahead and give that to the Republicans, which we are now looking at a loss for the Republicans, because they did have a massive, I think they have at least, let me go ahead and look, 2017, 2016. So in comparison to last year's elections, gubernatorial elections in 2017, seats before, we had, what? 2 governorships. Whoa, wow, what's going on? There were only 2 governor's elections, in 2017, which was in New Jersey and Virginia, which actually the Virginian candidate actually very, very slightly won, and only won by about 1 point. So we're actually going into this year's elections with 33 governor's mansions for the Republicans and 16 governor's mansions for the Democrats. So that is definitely going to be a very, very bad scenario for the Republicans if this is going to be the governor's mansion, because they are definitely going to be doing some losses, including in the states of Ohio and Florida. They're going to keep states such as Georgia, such as Vermont, New Hampshire, Massachusetts. They're most likely gonna have to keep in Wisconsin. I think Wisconsin can actually lead in this. But I also have a very, very, let me go ahead and actually pull this up. So Scott Walker is actually running for re-election in this race. So Scott Walker is actually, I think Scott Walker is a relatively popular governor in the state of Wisconsin. However, I'm not going to put my chances on it. However, he is running against Tony Evers, who does actually seem to be a very, very popular candidate for the state of Wisconsin. And I mean, we're looking at a lot of just stuff that's actually putting the most recent poll put Evers 10 points, but then another one came out where it put Scott Walker ahead by 1 point. But the Real Clear Politics average is actually 3.6. So that is good news for the Democrats and bad news for Governor Walker. So, guys, if you actually like this, go ahead and leave a like, subscribe to the channel if you are new. I'm going to go ahead and maybe do another one of these tomorrow. I know I'm trying to get better at these videos. I know some of these political videos, stuff like that, it's not what you guys like. It's not something that you guys probably want to see, but I'm doing it because midterms are coming, and I'm definitely going to cover those elections once they come in. So, guys, if you guys like this, go ahead and leave a like, subscribe to the channel if you're new, and, guys, I'll see you guys there.